those contracts has to be US companies, not African countries, right? So the real gifts are the projects that are executed, not the contracts. So as a US company, I'm eligible to tap into those trade and execute those contracts on the continent. And then the receiving country on the continent, what they receive is whatever project is approved. You realize that the fund, most of the fund actually stays within the donor economy, meaning UK aid. UK aid comes to Africa, yes, but the private sector in the UK are the ones to execute those contracts, and the gift itself, it's the project that they leave behind. That's the way aid, because people then wondered, like the governments we talk to, they wonder, like, how come foreign aid is not growing our economy? It's not growing our economy because the funds, the bulk of the 1 billion, whatever billion dollars, doesn't go through your banks. It actually is executed by the private sector of the donor country, and it's their way of entering your market in from a goodwill standpoint to say, hey, we want to execute this project, we want to do this road construction, don't worry about it. Our private sector would execute the contract for you. They've already won, they've been awarded that contract through our government. We just want to make sure this is a project you need, we'll do all the work. And then they employ a few people locally to partner and support that project. But that's the world of foreign aid. However, the world of trade, if you pursue, as a private sector player, if you pursue trade opportunities, all the funds come into your market, come into the nation you're resident in benefits because you're paid directly. Now, the world of trade drives innovation, creativity, and industrialization within the economy. Why? Because for you to execute on those trade transactions, you have to innovate, you have to be creative. This is not a donation, this is commerce. So you have to be savvy, you have to do a great job. And in order for you to keep on capturing trade opportunities, you have to improve, you have to do it better, because there are so many people around the world vying for the same opportunity. So just to give you an example, China. How many people remember 20, 30 years ago when China began this journey to capturing trade, not hate? People used to perceive it as low quality. Oh, if you want something cheap, China will do it cheap. That's where they started their journey, but they did not stay there, right? As they were capturing more opportunities, they had the funds to invest, to industrialize, and they started improving. You now start seeing companies like Toyota, you start seeing like Asian brands emerge with high innovation that are now globally, right? They are globally relevant. They can compete. They're even best in class globally now. But they didn't start there. They started with small trade opportunities, capturing those trade opportunities, and then improving. So trade drives innovation in your economy. It drives creativity within your business, and you can then pursue industrialization because you can receive financing to improve. Because if you have a trade opportunity, you can go to the bank and also get funds to industrialize in order to meet trade opportunity. When you look at the right side, foreign aid is not designed to drive creativity in the receiving country. Why? Because the people to execute those transactions are foreign private sector. So they are bringing their own knowledge, expertise. They're bringing their own expertise into your market. And when they leave with their expertise, unless you have a mechanism for knowledge transfer. So the receiving country is always going to rely on those doing the project, the foreigners that are coming in. So they're coming in, they do their project, they take their knowledge out. They start another project, they take their knowledge out. And you're like, how come we can't learn this thing? It's because in the world of foreign aid, you don't have to learn. It's not designed to help you be creative. It's not designed to help you. It's more of, oh, we'll donate projects to you. We'll do the work. Don't worry, we'll do the work. You just sit down and we have the funds. Our government has already financed. We'll bring our technology, expertise, we'll do the work. And when that work is done, they're out. Um, when you think about on the left side again, it's a real engine of true and dynamic economic development. It's gradual, it's deliberate. The impact is long term. Whereas foreign aid creates economic dependency. What we are seeing right now is that a lot of government is now being run depending on foreign aid. If there's no aid initiative, they would say, oh, our ministry needs a consultant. We cannot afford those consultants. Can you please fund this for us? So there's so much dependency on the donor nations because there's no commercialization of those things happening in the country. Now, trade also drives long-term efficiencies in the supply chain and transportation, because when you're doing trade inside a